こんにちは、チャートマスターの根崎ゆきです。7月25日のセッションリキャップ、スコットのセミナーを取っていきたいと思います。よろしくお願いします。それでは始めていきましょう。
For the 24th of July, pay attention. Traders who paid attention last night took over 200 pips out of the market. All right, everybody who paid attention in the session recap yesterday afternoon, this time of day yesterday, knew where the trades were going to happen. Those are those big wide open spaces, made the trades. We have found them here, couldn't trade them here, but they happened in a later session. So, this is the Euro, the dog of all dogs.
セッションリキャップですね。デモトレーダーは特に、昨日のセッションリキャップ、デモトレーダーとか初心者の方は特にこのセッションリキャップを毎日のように聞いてほしいんですけど、例えば昨日のセッションリキャップ一緒にやったやつだったら200ピップぐらいその後取れてましたよねと。このセッションリキャップ中にはトレードはエントリーしてないんですけど、こうなったらこうしようねっていうのがそのままそうなって全体で200ピップ取れてましたよねと。なのでぜひ皆さんにはこのセッションリキャップ注目してほしいんですよってことを言ってます。で、まずはユーロドルからいきましょう。
There is an opportunity. It is small. It's only 40 pips, right? But it is there. You're gonna have to worry about the 3250 has been taken out, but I stopped by 32 because as you can see, it's a psychological number as well as anything else, right? So our trade is up to 67. We're at 31 right now. So there's only 35 pips in here. That's it. There's no trade here. There's no trade here. So that's all there is there. That's it.
まずユーロドルの10分チャートですね。3350っていう3250っていうサイコロジカルナンバー3350ですね。すみません。3250かな ?3250 ですね。サイコロジカルナンバーって言ってこう心理学的とかオプションコントラクトが入ってるっていうところなんですけど、そこで今止まってますよねって、こう大きな50とか00っていうのはすごく節目になりやすくて、でそれも踏まえてあと30ピップぐらいしかないですよねと。ちょっと厳しいですよねと。その上もスペースないですから、ちょっとユーロドルはトレードできないですよねと。他にもっといいオポチュニティ選択肢っていうのが他の通貨ペアにあるでしょうっていうことですね。なので他見ていきましょうと。
So, British Pound. British Pound, we just finished doing that. Those of you who are with us saw that. And we're looking for anticipating them topping this thing out and turning it over. So we're looking for this break, hook, and go here, and trade one is right here. When that happens, then we're looking, hopefully we get a bounce and that target has been taken out so we can trade it to the next one down here.
ポンドドルですね、60分チャートです。で、今、てっぺん、トリプルトップつけて下がってきてます。で、このチャンネルライン、青いチャンネルライン、トレンドラインっていうのをブレイクフッカーの5してきたらトレードしましょうねと。で、さらに戻ってきて、ブレイクしてきたらもう一回打っていきたいですよねと。
So the first trade is right here. Overall, we're probably coming down in this range right in here, and that would end up being a great trade. But we got to put the HSI onto the downside after it happens.
で、ここの下まで取っていきたいんですけど、もしこのトレンドをブレイクしてきたら上から HSI を引きましょうと。
We're still in an uptrend, so we're not a seller yet. All right, but we're anticipating the sell. All right. CAD, we're anticipating the buy. All right? So I'll take these lines off later, but the reason we're anticipating the buy, we're at the bottom of the day chart. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a
ドルカナダですね。日足ですこれ。で、日足のチャンネルラインピンクの線引いててるんですけども、ドルカナダは買いで見ていきたいよねと。1、2、3、4、5波目ですね。次5っていうのを狙っていきたいよねと。
A big 5 wave to the upside. Once it gets underway and gets going, it'll be a good trade for us. Should be. So when we got to wait for an A, B, C to the top, because they could say, you know what, this is really a downtrend. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we would end up down here.
で、これをもう一個の可能性を見てみると、1、2、3、4って上がってきて5で、デイチャートのピンクのトレンドブレイクしてきて下のターゲットまで行く可能性もありますねと。
So, in order to be sure what it is, we wait till we do an ABC to the top and we break here. Once we break here, we're probably going all the way to the day chart.
なので、デイチャート、じゃなくて、すみません。青いトレンドラインですね。青いチャンネルを上にブレイクしてきてから買っていきたいですねっていうことですね。
Right. That won't happen all this week. It'll take 2 weeks to do that. Right? But that's the opportunity right there. So, wait till you're out of the trend. I would be a buyer above 103.50. 103.50. Be a buyer above that. So, and I will be a seller down below here. I'm a buyer right now above 103.50. Don't go in the market looking for a trade. Go in the market looking for the structure. Your trade will become evident. we will really love this dollar Swissy once it gets out of this falling wedge. It's in a falling wedge right now. Everybody can see that, and that's a buy sign once they get squeezed. Right now they're not being squeezed, so they're just moving sideways here. We'll probably have one more move to the downside right in here. There is a trade right in here that we can make if we get that trade.
ドルフランですね、240分です。で、今、サイドウェイマーケット、サイドウェイムーブメントになってて、横ばいですね。で、今、こういうパターンがあって、もう一段下がってくるかもしれないですね、と。
Once it does, you can see they have a big square up to do up here. And so there's a big opportunity up here. So it's going to be a two-part trade right here. Here's the bottom part. One.
で、もしこれ上にブレイクしてきたらですよね、一回下げてから上がって、もしくはこのままブレイクしていったら、一つ目、二つ目っていうすごく大きなトレードがあります。で、二つ目っていうのはこのスクエアアップキャンドルですよね。これスクエアアップしなくちゃおかしいので、このすごく大きなトレードがありますねと。
Once it gets to be a buy, it's not a buy yet. All right. So we have probably one more trade to the downside. And so when we break the 103.50 cleanly, as a whole candle opened and closed below it, on probably a 60-minute chart, below there, we're probably coming down to 2,900. All right. So one more big trade left in the Swissy to the downside, and then we'll look for the buy. All right. Dollar yen, we're waiting to see if we get the bounce back up to the upside. As you can see, we're working a channel here, so let me draw the channel. All right. Once you got a channel, you draw that channel. That's it, because that's what they're going to work. They're going to work the channel. All right. Pretty big size channel too. Nice. All right. So we did get a bounce off that bottom, as you can see. We were trying to trade this in the announcement this morning, and it went up to the top of the channel, came back down. Were they successful in stopping out the buyers and the sellers here? What would everybody say? If you were a straddler this morning, did you get whacked? Absolutely, you got whacked. All right. The opportunity for the market makers and the bankers was not to make the trade up here this morning. The opportunity. Oh, thank you. The opportunity was to take the straddlers out. Why? There's $319 billion of retail money every single day in the market, and a bunch of it's in straddles because that's where the dumb money is. And so the money to be made today was on taking the straddlers out, and that's exactly what they did. We'll get to the target later. Let's just take the straddlers out. That's like low-hanging fruit. All right, so let's go up here to the 240 chart, and we can now see that's that little channel right there, and you can see our opportunity is, let me go to 60 to be easier to see it. Spread it out. Our opportunity here is here, all the way to here, up to the 101, because this target has been taken out. So our trade is to 101. We're currently at 120. There's 80 pips in here. If they work the channel all the way up for 80 pips, you better take that trade. All right? Now, we've talked about it. Last night we talked about this yesterday, and very few people took the break out of the bull flag. All right? Now, we talked about this multiple times today. If you miss this tomorrow, and it goes up to there, you have only yourself to blame. All right? Yep, we sure do. We got a big line coming across here. All right? So, anyway, that's an opportunity right there.
ドル円ですね。ドル円は今トレンドラインとか引いてましたけども、上に上がってきたら買っていきたいよねってことですね。で、昨日もしやってたら3分チャートとかで一番最初見てましたけど、やってたら負けてるねっていうことですね。なぜかっていうと、ダウンマニー、アホなお金っていうのがすごく入ってきてましたねと。アップトレンドで買っていこうとしたら売ってみたり、売りで入りたかったら買ってみたりっていうおかしなことになっちゃってましたねと。なのでやっぱりテクニカル的にやっていきたいですねってことですね。
$20. How's you were waiting for them to overwhelm those sellers here and take the buy to the upside, as you can see down here in the lower charts. Aussie dollar moves all day long, so if it happens again this afternoon, you want to be looking for it. Right, so our opportunity is this target's taken out, but this one's our next one right here. So that is where we are, right there. First trade's here, second trade is up here.
今度は OG ドルですね。240分です。で、一つ目のトレード、ここ買いですね。二つ目っていうふうに買っていきたいよねってことですね。
Alright, two wide open spaces stacked on top of each other. Don't miss them. Do not exit the trade one. Move your stop because the profit on trade one covers the risk of trade two, and you trade the second trade riskless all the way up. Alright, so we're looking to go up to 9,400, maybe 94.15, 16 up here. Once we get it back. euro pound, euro yen, until we get either a pullback or a sideways move. There's nothing to do. All right. So right now she's looking like she's going to do a sideways move, and then when we get over in here, we'll have room to go up to the target, which is the 618 fib extension right now. It's at the top of the trend at the 618. It's 133.21. So if we get a sideways move, you look for that. All right. If you get a pullback in here, you look for it to bounce probably on the heart line, maybe as low as here, and then you'll get the.
ユーロ円ですね、60分チャートです。このまま横ばいになってきて上がっていくか、一回プルバックしてきて、レジスタンスとかこのチャンネルのハートラインに戻ってきてから買っていきたいですねと。
Even bigger trade to the upside. Right? So if you get down in here, it becomes a two-part trade, as you can see. If it goes sideways, it's only a one-part trade. Pound yen, working the channel. We're at the top of the channel. We can't buy at the top of the channel. We have to wait for it to come down. As soon as they come down or they go sideways, either one or the other, that's our trade opportunity right there. And it's a big one.
ポンド円ですね、これも同じく一回プルバックするか横ばいになってから買っていきたいね。この大きなスペース買っていきたいねということですね。155円68銭までですね、買っていきたいねと。
Thank you, Victor. On 54.19. Okay. So that's a big opportunity. Don't miss that one either. All right. Big wide open space, folks. That's where you want to trade. You don't want to trade in the jump. This is the jump. Wait till she breaks into the wide open space, and now you got an opportunity. All right. New Zealand. New Zealand has got two announcements tonight, so be careful of this New Zealand. It's just going to flop probably until then. So we're just going to kind of sit in here. Maybe we'll do a bull flag down there, maybe here. But if we get down to here, this is a nice big trade right here, so we'll look for that tonight. Or actually look for it in the Sydney.
9ドルですね、240分です。で、これももう同じですね、プルバックしてからサポートされて、この大きな、すごく大きなスペースを狙っていきたいですねと。
And then start off in the Sydney, and then maybe the announcement will give it the catalyst to get all the way up to here. So we're looking for a target of 80.59 right there. So there's the two of them at 1600, which is for me that's 6 o'clock at night, and no, it's 4 o'clock this afternoon for me. It's 5 o'clock Eastern. So look for that announcement. That could be the driving force, and you may get that. It's about 120 pips. Do not miss that trade. All right, but be aware of the announcement, so get the announcement behind you. All right. You got to trade an announcement just like we did this morning. All right. Back to the New Zealand. One other thing is that advanced traders on the New Zealand will probably place an entry order far enough away to the announcement so they won't get wicked in on the announcement. All right. So they'll probably place an order about at 80.20 up in here. All right, for that trade up there. Advanced traders will trade 80.20. They'll leave it in through the announcement. All right. So still look for the regular trade, but they want to be above the 8,000. They've already been 8,013, so that target's not there, but it is the top. So you go above there to 20, and you're looking to go up to 80.71, perhaps, maybe only up to 60.
9ドルですね、8071、8071をめがけて買っていきたいねと。
All right. So there we go. Aussie yen still flopping around. We do have an opportunity if it'll get going, and right now it's not doing squat, but going sideways. Just going sideways here. But eventually they got to make this thing move. All right, the move is to the top of the trend wall here. All right, there's 60 pips above here, and that you got to be above 92.60. Got to be above 92.60. And the trade is up to 93.20. So it's about 60 pips up there.
これは OG 円ですね、240分。これも跳ね返ってきたら買いたいよね。ここまで買ってきたよねと、約60ピップぐらいありますと。
Nice trade, if it'll happen. Right? There's also a big risk that it could be just hanging out here because what they really want to do is break to the downside. You can see that's where we'd be going. This is why we do the trades to the downside. That one has already, barrier has already been taken out over here, however, so we'll take that off. We'll take it off, we'll change it to dash. And this one here has been taken out over here also, so we'll change this to dash. So the real target to the downside is the day chart bottom, which is the 88.59 down here. That's a huge trade. It will not make that trade in one trade. All right, it's twice the size of its APR. So it won't do that in one time, but it may start it. So be aware that if you get that opportunity, and we'll take it right up to here. I didn't want to do that. Where the heck was this thing? One more. I gotta go do this again. you can see, in the big picture, there's a 1, 2, big 3, little 4, big 5. Everybody see that? That down move is very, very, very enticing. All right. Let's put that day chart back on here. So you won't see that unless you go to the big picture. You're always going up to the big picture. Get the heck off the 10-minute chart. Go to the big picture. All right. Now we'll take this down to a 60, see what that looks like. Yeah, there we go. All right. So right now they're telling you there are no buyers, and you can see why there are no buyers, because of this big opportunity down here. That's why.
まあ OG の分析を引き続きやってますね。で、なんでこれ買われないかっていうと、ここで止まってるかっていうと、この大きなスペース、下へのスペースがあって、だから買えないんですよね。みんなそれが見えてるので買えないんですよねと。
So I would not miss that sell down here, folks. Don't miss the sell if it happens. It's going to have to be below 91.90. Actually, 91.80. Be below 91.80, and you got a big opportunity there. Yes, ATR is 109 pips. That's 300 pips down there. It's going to be a 3. It'll take the rest of the week to get down there. But we can get in the trade, stay in the trade, and sell on all the rallies. Euro pound, it's still flopping around. It's not giving any indication that it's moving down or that it's moving up. The candle's moving down, but it went back up into the old trend. We're really looking for this buy. All right, if we can get this buy, we got a snowman right here. All right, if it'll pull back up in here, we don't want to miss these two trades. But this could break to the downside, as you see, and if so, we're coming back down to here. All right.
ユーロポンドですね。まあ、ユーロポンドは引き続きここの1つ目、2つ目っていう風にトレードしていく、もしくはブレイクしてきたらこのボトムですね。ここまで売っていきたいねと。
So, the downside is 85.69, and the upside first target is 86.61, and the upper target is 87.12. So keep an eye on it. This is the last day you can trade it. After today, it doesn't move far enough for us to get any movement Thursday and Friday. Euro Aussie, we're looking for it to continue to the upside. Let's take us up to 240, and you can see that we're looking to break into this wide open space. We've got two stacked on top of each other. If they're going to continue this trend to the upside, they can certainly do this one and this one right here. So stack trade, snowman once again. We love snowman.
ユーロ王子ですね、240分。これも同じくこのまま高値超えてきたら、1つ目、2つ目っていう風にスノーマン、雪だるまのトレードをしていきたいね、買い増しをしていきたいねってことですね。
So a break hook can go up here. We're looking for that trade up to the R6, which is the top up here, which is why they stopped before 44.76. The overall target up here is 45.13. All right, watching the 4,500 even number. All right, could get a pullback. A pullback would give you this trade also. So either way, you know, and you can, if they start moving down, you'd be very careful because they need to square this candle up down here. If they start moving to the downside, they could get that low before they bounce. All right.
で、まあこのまま下がってきて跳ね返ってきても買っていきたいよねってことですね。
Euro CAD, we're waiting to see if she'll break to the downside. She tested going this morning. I got stopped. I got taken in on that trade, and she never went anywhere. Got stopped out. So be it. Next, still looking for that again. So we got to take this bottom out right here. Take that bottom out, and we're looking for that big trade right there. But because she keeps going down and not finding any sellers, it tells me that there's a real possibility that they're actually trying to hang out up here until they get the dollar index turned the right way, and they're trying to break to the upside. If they break to the upside, we can see all these targets have been taken out, but we will at least target this first one right here if it happens. So break north, you're looking for roughly 3,700. Break south, if you can break the 35.85 number, we're looking to go to 34.70.
ユーロカナダですね。これ上にトレンドブレイクしてきたら買っていきたいですし、もし下抜けてきたら、売っていきたいですよねと。で、下のターゲットは3470とかその辺ですね。
This is 115 pips down here. CAD yen. Need a pullback. Can't get a pullback. Starting to see one. So we get a pullback, 50% area maybe right in here. We'll look for the bounce, and there's our trade up to 97.89, maybe 9800 at 98. That depends on how fast it goes. Maybe up in this area right here. So a good opportunity there. New Zealand yen.
カナダ円も下がってきたら買っていきたいということですね。次、キウイ円いきましょう。
And that was a great trade from yesterday. A lot of traders made, the average trade on that was 63 pips, so nice job, everybody. New Zealand yen, same thing. We're looking for the same kind of movement, and we're doing a sideways move here. We're looking for that right there. Right? So there's the target. You see, that is the target. The R5 PSR and a day chart trend right there. It's about 60 pips away. So it's up there about 80.50. All right, we're looking for 80.50 here, and we'll see if we get that trade at all. All right? So let me pull this back down a little bit lower here. Right here. So when it comes across, we'll be looking for that break above here. All right. Pound New Zealand underway now, and we're waiting to see if we did get a little pullback here. We've taken out the 55 pip limit, and there's two trades up. Right. So let me pull this back down a little bit lower here.
まあ、9円も同じくですよね。抜けてきたら買っていきたい。ここまで買っていきたいねってことですね。
Above here. We're waiting now, and we're waiting to
次、ポンドキウイですね。10分チャート見てます。ブレイクして抜けてってるので、ここまで買っていきたいねと。
see if we did get a little pullback here. We've taken out the 55 pip limit, and there's two trades up here. It's a pound New Zealand. You know, this may go, and there's nothing I can do, but I'm going to just watch it go. But there's the two targets because it's a New Zealand. I got an announcement here in a few hours, so I'm literally making the trade. But you know, the break hooks and goes, it gives you a lot of momentum. You might want to take that trade before the announcement, all right? Then hold off, get flat in the market for the announcement, and maybe we'll get trade 2 after the announcement. So, silver for those who can, yeah, it's not breaking out. It's still coming down. So, you know, we're having trouble working this channel now. So let's change this channel. It was a bull flag, and that one, let's go along to that with it. Pull this out. Here. Still a bull flag, but it's getting nastier looking as possible. Maybe we'll bounce here and go to here. We're looking for this trade right here. It's a descending wedge right now, exactly right. And so the descending wedge says we'll probably go to here. We are in a downtrend, so they can easily make that trade. So if you get a break of the descending wedge, you want to trade it back down to 1963. A break of the descending wedge up where they overwhelm all these sellers. About 2050, 2040, 50, somewhere around there, you're going to be looking for a trade up to 2112.
銀ですね、XAG。これもブレイクしてきたら、まあ、買っていきたいね。ここまで。デイチャートのトップまで買っていきたいねと。まあ、下げだとここですよね。ここの狙い目です。HSI まで取っていきたいねと。
Alright, what are they doing with the dollar? Buying dollars. Alright, so in reality, they're just going sideways. As you see, it's just an up and down move sideways on the dollar. And that's why they're having trouble making the market move this morning. There's no direction. All right, Pound Chief, we were anticipating a buy out, and right now it's come back in. Three Musketeers say we could still do that buy. All right, see, we came below here, but we're still holding green here. This turned red, but this is still towards green, and we're having green here like this. There's no angle for the downside move. So I'd still be really looking for that uptrend, a break up to the upside. Let's take this down here now where we can see it, and let's go to a 60. So head and shoulders in play here already, so it may just very well go to the downside. We have had a break of the neckline, so there's no doubt that we could go down to here. All right, so if we get that trade, you want to take that trade down to 4,300. All right, see you, friend. All right, if they finally do break it out, they're going to have to take the day chart trading out here. It's going to have to be above 4,400, and now we're going all the way to 4,511. So there's two big opportunities. Either way they go.
ポンドフランですね。ヘッドのショルダー見えています。60分チャートです。で、このトレンドラインブレイクしてきたら、このネックラインですよね。のトレンドラインを割ってきていますけどね、今。またこれ5ってなったら、このデーチャトレンドラインの下まで取っていきたいね。で、もしこの青のトレンドラインを上にブレイクしてきたら、買っていきたいよねってことですね。
I don't care. I'll take them both. Hanazi, right at the top of the channel here, we got to get a pullback. No problem for this thing. If it pulls back down into here, we did get a pullback down immediate, but we don't have any momentum. See, after hours, we don't have any momentum. Pull back over in here. We're looking for a target of 67.59 right up here. So it's going to be a nice little trade, not a big one. 40, 50 pips right there if it pulls back. All right. Okay, thanks, Fred. Yep. You're in New Zealand. Take it up to 240. We can see what we're at. We're in an uptrend and a day chart and an uptrend and a 240. We're looking to start the third wave. All right, so there's a wave 1, wave 2. We've now broken into here. We can do wave.
ユーロ王子、ユーロキウイですね。1、2、3波目が始まろうとしています。トレンドラインブレイクして3波目が始まろうとしています。 で、HSI のところの高値ですよね。まで見ていきたいねと。
Wave 3 up to here. Alright, so we don't want to miss this trade right here. If wave 3 starts going, that's a big opportunity right there of about 150 pips. So we're going up to 68.37 is the R6 on that, and we're going to have to break above 6,700. So above 6,700, you're going to 68.37, 137 pips there. Alright. If that trade happens tomorrow morning, there'll be traders coming in and say, I got 125 pips, I got 120 pips, I got 110 pips, and you'll be going, how the heck did they do that? I was here yesterday, I didn't see all that. Well, this is where we find them, and we wait for those trades to come to us, right? Or you'll find a newbie comes in and goes, I got 5, and they miss 150 pips up here because they were so used to doing what they used to do, which is, I'm a 5 pips, I can put it in the bank, man. All right, I'm in. I'm a winner. Yeah, but you just lost the war. Change your methodology. Learn how to trade targets. All right, folks, that's what I see. Have a great day. There's the announcements from Pip. Thanks as always. Thanks to Elvis for getting the option contracts for us as always. And you can see tomorrow morning we need to be flat in the dollar on the dollar at 7:30 in the morning Central Time. That's 8:30 in the morning New York time. So be flat on everything that's a dollar currency tomorrow morning at 7:30. Also, we have announcements on the pound and the euro at 3 and 3:30. So that's lots happening in London also. All right, everybody, have a great day.
はい、というわけで今日のセッションリキャップここまでです。また明日撮りたいと思います。それではどうもありがとうございました。失礼します。